Well, hello again. Howie Marlin here for another edition of Addiction. Got a minute? It is Friday, December 14th, and getting seasonally long, although it got really warm today. So much for our local weather. I'm joined with my teammate, Michael Blanchard. Good morning.
Hi, Abe. Howie, how are you?
So far, so good.
When I get out, it's like photography weather.
Yes, it is.
I got to go looking for some snowy owls. Except the snowy owls are probably got their feet up on a lounge chair. It's like feels like springtime outside today.
With a cocktail and a cigar.
Exactly, I think so.
Waiting for it to get cold. Well, that's cool. As a matter of fact, talking about your photography, I really look forward to being able to start, as we're transitioning the show, and things will change in the beginning of the new year. I hope you'll see some pretty nice changes, including having your photography in the background, cool, which will represent the topic of the day in one way or another, but we'll try to do that. So yeah, interesting week. Both of us went out and tried to help some folks, and we're going to actually have two different topics, but I'm going to start with a challenge that I had this week, which really humbled me, and it was the fact that I tried to help a young couple, and working with a couple at the same time, many moving parts, far too many moving parts. And the opportunity for miscommunication and for things not to work right are rife. And sure enough, it's been a very interesting struggle. With the fellow much better, and that's fine. With the young lady, very different. But that I hope that we'll be talking about probably a little bit later today are how people get motivated to affect change, to take action, to seek help, how to move forward to get themselves once they're stuck. And one of the interesting things is we have our network of friends and people that are trying to help us. They can help and hurt at the same time. They don't mean to. And they're helping out of love. And they're protecting. And it's that protection which can somehow inhibit the process. So having a third person, a professional, who's away from the intimacy of the relationship, away from the dynamics of how people are impacted by each other's behaviors, they can look at the landscape and see, here's the way out, here's the opportunities, here are the connecting tissue, the people who are influential, who can affect change. And then they, the professional, with all the resources that they have, be able to find a proper facility, the timing of the different facilities, which could be detox facility for a few days, crisis stabilization for a week or two, and then into a long-term treatment program to complete the process, sort of the custody of care. So people are looked after every second of the process. And that minimizes the opportunity for them to get scared and have the addiction tell them what to do. As they get clear-headed, and it's replaced by sanity, deciding to help them through it. But I start with today's subject. 'Tis the season. Happy holidays to you.
Yeah, it's hard. So for people with alcohol or drug addiction, it can be a tough time of the year. And I think we wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm not sure. What I find is that what I have in my brain as a recovering alcoholic isn't probably thankfully known by a lot of people. I'm not sure people want to go in there. But what I find interesting, and I don't know if you folks that are watching this would find this interesting, but when you hit Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and you take somebody like me who, first of all, alcohol, I guess we could focus on alcohol. You can apply it to any medication you want. The holidays were that. And so, it was planning, okay, we're going to Thanksgiving dinner, and, with me, I'd hide vodka in the car because I didn't want people to see how much I was drinking at the table, so I'd sneak out because I forgot my camera, and while I went back to get my camera in the car, I'd grab the flask and drink vodka, I'd go back in. To be able to participate in these events, alcohol is a key piece of it. And I would implore those that know someone's in recovery, I think it's an awareness, it's a sensitivity. I have a story of a 20-year-old woman who had gotten back from rehab, and in her family, she got up in front of an AA meeting and she spoke with tears in her eyes about a particular Thanksgiving event when she came home, and her father, rather heavy drinker, and the family, alcohol a key part of their whole family spirit of the holidays, announced that at a Thanksgiving, he completely turned around, that he wasn't going to be serving alcohol because he was so proud of his daughter. And she just didn't know. I mean, part of us, we don't want to be known. I mean, I remember going to my sister's house at the holidays and I'd see no alcohol anywhere, and I'd say, I am screwing up everybody's Christmas and holiday. Because there's a guilt feeling. It's like, don't change who you are because of me. But when you talk to, but deep down, it's hard. And I remember kind of like seeing alcohol and like thirsting. And I don't know what the right answer is. I know that a simple kindness or a simple thought can go a long way with somebody who may be struggling. And I think that's why you see alkathons, for example, where an AA community will stay open meeting after meeting throughout the whole day or weekend over New Year's, so that members can come in any time of day, and they serve coffee and cookies and whatever. So there's a safe place for people to decompress because of what they might have just seen at their family gathering. I better come in here and tell people that I'm feeling a little jonesy here because of what I just witnessed in my own family. But I guess I just say to folks out there that if you have somebody that's in recovery or struggling, there's a fine mix between being overtly like, okay, let's hide all the alcohol and really make them feel like an idiot, versus a kindness that says, I'm respectful of your needs, and I don't know where that balance is. And you know what? And having a little discussion doesn't hurt. I mean, I think we're all afraid to talk about it. But I know if I walked into my sister's house and she came up to me and she said, Mike, I know this is a tough time of the year for you, and had a conversation so that we could break the ice about it, it just might make it a more comfortable situation. I'm not sure if any of that makes any sense, but I know it's hard for people in the holiday season on both sides to figure out what's the right thing to do. Communication.
It is ridiculously difficult to do because there's no completely right answer.
Nope.
Because everyone's so different.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the really interesting things, you touched on this directly, people want to acknowledge your accomplishments.